Hello again, brothers and sisters in Christ. Pastor Mike here. Welcome to Midweek Meditation. I apologize in advance. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, and if I cough, I'm going to cough. I can't re-record this 12 times. It'll get a little bit much. There you go. We are in the middle of Lent. We've had a couple Sundays. We're moving to our third Sunday in Lent. And these texts are all about this spiritual journey to the cross. Just kind of epiphanies revealing who God is. This is us walking with Christ to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Those holy days where he is betrayed, he has the Last Supper, he washed his feet, he gives us the meal. He is then crucified, he descends to the dead or to hell, and then on Sunday morning he rises on our behalf. It is this holy journey that we are on. And this Sunday is a very interesting one. Last Sunday was a lot about, Nicodemus and why God came, and even then the promises. This is about promises. This journey to this cross bears promises to us. But this Sunday is a lot more about anthropology, which sounds funny. I don't mean in the sense of, the study of human history, but the nature of humans. When we talk about theology, we often talk about who God is, but it also really talks about who we are. And all these texts are reminding us that God knows who we truly are. And these are some wild texts, brothers and sisters. We have the Israelites complaining in the wilderness for water, and Moses being highly upset about it. We have the woman at the well, who is not necessarily the best example of moral living, shall we say. Our second lesson also brings up human nature. Now, I know a lot of people look at, the water in this, the water from the spring and the water from the well, the woman, the Canaanite woman, but I don't think that's the common thread. For in each of these, it is clear that human beings are not the best in the world. These Israelites have seen God bring plagues to set them free. He has brought them to Mount Sinai. He has given them the law, and even then, after 5 minutes, they freak out and build a golden calf. He has taken care of them and guided them. And now in the wilderness, they're like, we're thirsty. You've obviously brought us out here to kill us. And Moses is actually at this point hilarious because he's done with them. I am often compassionate for Moses because he did not want the call. He ran into a burning bush. He did everything he could not to follow God. Look, I'm not a good public speaker. I'm not good with signs. I killed somebody in that town. I don't want to go back to Egypt. God still sends him. And then even at certain points in time, he turns to God in frustration. He's like, did I give birth to all these people? I can't be taking care of all of them. Moses is done. And this is another text where Moses is really ready to throw down the staff and just walk away. But God says, no, I got you. Yeah, go to the rock, hit it, and they will drink. Even the woman at the well, Jesus meets her there. The apostles, when they show up, they get frustrated. This woman is not necessarily the stellar example of what a good person should be. And the Israelites, these good apostles, Jewish folks, are not a fan of her. But yet, over and over in these texts, and that is what this Sunday I think is about, is that God comes to the undeserving. We don't like that theologically. In all honesty, we might have a spoken theology of that, but I think our deep down subcockles of our heart and our gut theology, we don't like that. It really grinds our gears. And it's annoying to say that, because like everybody else, there is probably a sub-piece of me that thinks I am deserving of God's death and sacrifice and everything God has done. I'm deserving. I'm a good pastor, I'm a good dad. But no, God comes for the undeserving. That is the sticky wicket of the text. And this is one of those texts that will cut us deeply. Because at the end of the day, no one deserves what God does for them. Period. We don't deserve dogs. We don't deserve God's love in many ways. And that's hard. Because the human desire to say that we've earned it, we've proved it, and we've deserved it is always there. It is our brokenness. I think it comes from the garden. No, no, I know the knowledge of good and evil. I know these things. I know what I should get, God. But we don't deserve what he does for us. That is the struggle. That will be the struggle Sunday. We do not deserve the baptism. Every one of those kids I've baptized, and we've done a lot recently, they didn't deserve it. They didn't earn it. That's one of the great joys of infant baptism. They don't deserve it. I mean, they cannot choose it. They cannot argue that they deserve it. And it is faith, and it is grace, it is that ultimate measure of hope and trust in who this crucified and risen one is, that we bring our littles to the font and say, yeah, even in communion. I always love Luther when he talks about, it's not cognitive knowledge. It's not our fasting. It's not our preparation. But it is the one who believes those words given and shed for you that is truly ready. It doesn't say deserving, but ready to receive the sacrament. We don't deserve it. We have not proved it. We can't comprehend it to say, well, I know the intricacies of it. Over and over again, it comes down to the hard fact that no one deserves that meal. It is the first and foremost and ultimate food pantry. No one can earn that bread, but it is freely given. That is the struggle of this Sunday. We won't like it. There will always be a part of ourselves that push against it. But even when we push against it and say we deserve it, it just shows our undeserving nature. But God still shows up. That is the struggle. That is the tension. That is the good news. It is a hard sermon to preach because it is both most simple and both difficult. And by the grace of God, I will be able to cobble that hard theological truth together, brothers and sisters. But here's maybe the good news in advance. If you watch it, maybe you don't. But at the end of the day, our undeservedness just shows how good God is. Don't wallow in the undeservedness. Seek to be faithful, but know that it is in his faithfulness and the level of his faithfulness that we can be faithful to him. I don't know. Think about it. Hopefully that's good grist for the mill. Hopefully the law, when we hear it, does not shut us down, but open us up to the realities of God's grace. Blessings, brothers and sisters in Christ. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.